And then in that scenario, say we have the Dyson sphere set up, and we're at least like going around our own solar system. How would you imagine that in terms of like what we have different bases and different planets, or like large kind of space stations? Yeah, like how would you imagine that sort of setup at this stage?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question, right? Like the amount of energy you have, like even if you just have 1% of this, right? Like 1%, 10%, 100% Dyson sphere, right? It's just like 3 orders of magnitude. But even the 1% stage is an insane amount of energy. Like it did some calculations on how many humans you could support by this, right? And in my calculation, I also assumed that the per capita energy consumption keeps increasing, cumulative. So it goes up exponential, but still then you get to insane amounts of humans, and even, right, like it really depends where you get it. So you will have like how you habitate space if we're in our physical bodies, right? This is also one of the big things, right? Like, will we, like will this be something where when we're at this point, right? Like, and there's the big implication of AI, right? Will there even be human life in this thing, or will we be already merged with AI, right? So if that's the case, are we on servers or are we in our physical bodies, right? There's a lot of assumptions, very hard to say what actually will happen and how you then organize.
Yeah, I mean on the AI upload thing, yeah, like I think it'd be cool to have a discussion just on consciousness and that whole rabbit hole. To me, I would just, for this conversation, I would say without the body, like consciousness would be extremely different. If and it's a question mark whether it will be consciousness at all. So yeah, like either I'd say two possibilities: either we're like our physical, naturally bred humans, in the kind of biological bodysuit, or we'll have a kind of robot embodiment, like out of metal and silicone. So yeah, I'd imagine these two possibilities. I would for now exclude options where we're all just like in some huge server in VR in some curled up virtual dimension or something.
Yeah. And we can also assume that maybe at some point we have a moratorium on these things, right? In a very good future, because we say it's just like aesthetically more pleasing.